Here's a quick look at the most recent VTOL VR update, and I'll go over how I feel and its main features. There's a lot of minor stuff that I won't cover, partially just because there's no visual for really any of it, but mainly because I'm just lazy. Before I get into any of this, I need to mention that I won't be covering the new BGM-71E or H tow missiles for the AH-94, because for some reason they just don't appear in the weapon selector. I've had a similar bug where the F-45 got the AGM-88S. I don't remember what update, but I just couldn't use it and then it randomly unlocked for some reason, so maybe this is just the same thing. I guess I'll just find out later. To start off, we have the full release of the weather system. This is definitely the highlight of this update, with beautiful clouds and rain and stuff. It's actually crazy. Here's the different settings. First up is few. This is the lowest amount of clouds you can have besides 0. While I do think this looks awesome, as the clouds in general are very cool, I would personally never really pick this one since I'd rather fly with some more clouds. Though this is just my opinion, and my stupid thoughts on the internet don't change the fact that the clouds look awesome, so. Next up is scattered. This is only a little bit different, with just a bit more cloud cover, really. I don't have too much to say about it, but I would say, if anything, it's the Goldilocks range of cloud cover. Like, it's just not too little, but not enough to make everything overly shadowy and dark. Next level is broken. This level is just like scattered, but with more clouds. I love this setting, and to be fair, I love all of them, but I like this one especially because while it still has like gaps in the clouds in the sky and stuff just to let sunlight through, it's enough clouds to make ascending and descending more interesting, as you often find yourself passing through at least some of the clouds. After that, we've got overcast. This is the first one that fully covers the sky. Before loading this setting for the first time, back when it was in the testing phase, I kind of thought I wouldn't really like it, just because it makes everything dark. It's just too shadowy for me. But it makes every descent very cool, because you have to fly through the clouds. It also makes combat more interesting, especially close air support. But, best of all, the ascent is awesome, because all the mountains pierce the clouds, and it creates kind of a surreal atmosphere, really. Next is foggy. This one is awesome. I love flying low in the fog, because everything's just dark and I can barely see in front of me. It's a risky game, especially in mountainous areas, because the mountains just kind of pop up in your face and it leaves you with like no time. And just like with Overcast, flying over the clouds is awesome. I like this one more than Overcast, just because the low visibility when flying low and it looks more beautiful, especially from above it. Getting more into actual weather, next is rain. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's basically just Overcast but with rain. I like the rain, but my favorite part might be the random pockets where there's just no clouds, and it makes it a little more interesting. I love shooting straight up through the clouds and watching the rain disappear, revealing like just all the sunlight hitting the top of the clouds. Even though it's literally just rain, doing that also kind of feels surreal. Finally, we have Storm. This is probably my favorite setting if I were to pick one. Flying above the clouds is the same awesome experience, but diving below them is just astonishing. The lightning's awesome, and I actually almost got struck a few times during recording. I don't know what happens when you get struck, but I hope it's something cool. I don't even know if it's possible, but I hope it's cool. While the weather is the main feature, there's still some other awesome additions to look at in the update, and one of those is the new afterburner effects. These are awesome, because they just have like a reddish tint, like an orange red, that works really well, and I think the old effects are kind of just like yellow. I don't really remember them though. These effects pair great with dimmer weather settings or the darkness, because that red glow really shows in those conditions. All in all, this is just a great addition. On top of that, we have some new units for the mission editor. I was hoping for some allied ships besides the 3 stupid ones we've had forever, but the ones we got are also cool. First, we have the allied Boxer IFV. This is my favorite unit added in the update. It's basically a Bradley. It has really cool headlights, and along with the main gun, it carries some tow missiles. I imagine they work. I didn't actually get to test it yet. And obviously, it carries infantry, up to 6. The enemy counter to this is the IFV-1. It looks like the in-game IRAPC vehicles we've always had, but modified for better collaboration with infantry. To be honest, I've never really liked the look of the enemy APCs, which also goes for this model because it's just a rip, but that's just my opinion. Next, we have the Allied Boxer APC. This is just a chopped off Boxer IFV, with a 50 cal instead of a larger gun and tow missiles. Not too much to say about it, really. The enemy version is the APC. Yes, it is literally just called the APC, and we might as well just call the plane's airplane. Either way, it's just a beheaded IFV-1, again with a 50 cal instead. Next up, we have the Allied Logistics Truck. This serves no purpose, at least to my knowledge, but I really like this addition because it adds a lot to convoys. It looks kind of like HIMARS, like some of the other Allied vehicles, but this one just has a shipping container. The enemy version is just their truck, but with a shipping container, just like the Allied one is. I think they should update the enemy truck model. It just looks super boxy. I don't know why. The last units aren't new. These are just the infantry ones we've had for a while. The patch notes say fixed soldier gun model. I don't think they were broken. I didn't know any broken things, but either way, the gun seems different, and the same goes for the enemy one. Another great addition is the upfront controls. They look pretty complicated, but in truth, they're pretty easy to use. I won't go over them in this video, but Darkstar1592 has great tutorials on the upfront controls if you want. There's also some updates to the night vision with some grain added to it and a white phosphor version, which I really like. As you can see here, the lightning completely blows out the night vision, which is that's awesome, but my eyes did not appreciate it. I also love the city lights in the night vision, especially with the white version. Also, completely unrelated, flying at night during a storm is just my new favorite thing now. Like, it's my favorite. Especially over, like, cities and stuff with all the glowing lights shining through the dark. It's just awesome. This game's it's just a great update in general. Also, something to mention is that the AV-42C got angled MFDs a while back, but they were kind of unfinished and the buttons looked untextured and they were just like these random rectangles. I thought this would be finished in this update, but to me they look the exact same, and the buttons still just don't look textured. The patch notes say updated cockpit for AV-42, but this just might be something else, because buttons on aircraft like the FA-26 actually have textures. I might be wrong, though. And that'll do it for my cover of the new VTOL VR update. Again, there's a lot of other little things I didn't really mention, so go have a look at the patch notes for the full list of changes. I'm looking at this update pretty late, because I decided to just make this video on a whim randomly, and if I'd already been making videos, I would have probably been more on time, because I've just been doing this for a while at that point, but this is literally my first, so I have no clue what I'm doing at all. Either way, I hope this quick look gave you a good idea of what to expect for the update, and I hope you have a great week. Cheers.